This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Namaskar, Geeta Tai, and all this Kailash Yatra team. We are very grateful to you for sharing your experience today. And by taking us virtually to Kailash Yatra, we are going to get some of your punya vicariously and also joy. So thank you for that. So now we know meditation, all of you are meditators now. So sit in a meditative position comfortably. That is, feet on the ground, spine as straight as possible, shoulders out and down. And close your eyes or not. We will start with relaxing the body first. So bring your attention to the top of your head. And as you go down, attention goes down slowly, relaxing each part of the body it touches. So let's start with the eyes. Area around the eyes. Let the tension go. Relax the eyes. Let there be some smile at the corner of your eyes. Go down to the jaw. We hold a lot of stress there. Let it go. Let it go. And if possible, get the smile at the corner of your lips. Then go down to your shoulders. We carry a lot of weight, let it go. Let the hands relax from shoulders to the fingertips. Notice a tingling vibration. Allow it to relax. Then your chest area. Allow the anxiety to melt away. Go down to your abdomen. Let it be soft. As we are relaxed the front of the torso, bring your attention to the back, the sacrum area. As you slowly bring your attention up vertebra by vertebra, relaxing the vertebra up to the nape of the neck. As the front of the body is relaxed, bring your attention to your thighs, your knees and entire legs up to your toes. Let the stress melt away. Go down to Mother Earth. Now that body is relaxed, bring your attention to your mind. Take few conscious breaths. Breath is so unconscious all the time. Bring your attention to the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. As you bring attention to the breath, mind comes in the body. The primary purpose of meditation is to relax the mind. Let the mind rest. When you take conscious breath, it gets attached to the breath. And it is very difficult for the mind to fly away. Mind uses lots of tricks. One is desire. And you may desire, oh, let me go to Kailash Yatra, it's so nice. It's nice, but when you notice it, bring back your mind to breath. And you may see the difficulty and maybe defense. No, I don't want this. I don't want this. And some other experiences may come, taking your mind away. Sometimes distraction, that is, mind is wandering all over the world. It is not that it cannot happen or should not happen. When you notice this, just bring the attention back to the breath and focus it on your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Stay in the position for a minute. And when you're ready, open your eyes, welcoming the present.
Thank you, Anagatai. Now I request Sabnis Kaka to introduce today's speaker, Ms. Geeta Dharmadhikari.
Namaste, everyone. I'm very happy to introduce Geeta and the whole Kailash group. Some of them I have joined. I see Radhika, I see Davez, and, Parul and Surendra. Then Amita is there. Shirish and Prachi are there. Beena is there, I think. And I see some more. Maybe Geeta can talk more about it. But it has been amazing that Geeta, with her strong guidance, has led a team of 22 Shri Yoga people for Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, ranging in ages from 74, okay, to 19 or something like that. And so, again, we are excited to hear from Geeta all the details, and the people from Shri Yoga, the other group that attended the Kailash, Ahalya is also there. So you can share your, after the Geeta's presentation, you can tell us more about your personal experiences if there is time. So with that, Geeta, go ahead. Thank you very much.
Namaskar, namaste everyone. Thank you so much, Sabnis Kaka, for the introduction. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen. So I just want to give a small introduction about myself. So my name is Geeta Dharmadhikari. I live here in Clarksburg, Maryland. And I've been a Shri Yoga member. I attend Kaka's class and then the pranayam classes in the morning. He's recently started the meditation class in the evening. So I try to attend that as well. So this Kailash Mansarovar, that this journey of mine started last year, 2023. So I just joined a random gym, and then one lady asked me, hey, we are going to Kailash. Do you want to come? And I was like, where is this Kailash? And, how do I go there? So first of all, I thought, okay, let me think about it. And then I wasn't really keen about it. Then I started thinking, okay, this is a good chance. Let me try it. I started trekking and all that for my Kailash preparation. And then at one point I decided, okay, let's see, I can try doing this. So that's how it started. The first time was, entirely different experience. I went solo. And once I came back, Sabnis Kaka requested the presentation. And, I gave the presentation in Shri Yoga. And then that's how we formed a group for this year, for 2024 in July. And we were 22 people signed up for this yatra. So that's how it started. I really got motivated, because some person I know that I met in the gym. And the whole journey is I started it as an adventure, but I think I started my spiritual journey from this Kailash Yatra. So let's talk about some of the logistics about the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. So since this is a tough journey. This is the terrain is rough. There is a very high altitude. The food is different. The weather is very unpredictable. So there are so many things that could change within a weeks or within days. Since the Kailash falls into Tibet, China territory, it's under China. So all the political changes, everything impacts the trip. So the first and foremost important logistics about this trip is travel insurance. No matter what the age is, my strong recommendation is to have the travel insurance. And it depends, what time or, how many days in advance you book this travel insurance. The sooner you book, the cheaper it is. So, and it cost about like, $80 to $120, but it also depends on the age, your pre-existing medical conditions, just like any other insurance. But travel insurance is a must. And the most important thing that we have to make sure with this travel insurance that it covers that high altitude where we are traveling in the Tibet region. So that's travel insurance, which is very important. Multiple entry visa for Nepal. So this visa can be taken on arrival in Nepal. When you arrive at the airport, it's a very, very, very easy process. Literally no brainer. You just have to pay the money and then get the visa. And then the third most important thing is the Tibet-China permit, which we get in Nepal if you decide to go through Nepal route. So you go, last 2 trips I went through Nepal because that is the only way I knew. So you have to go in Nepal and you have to give your passports to the agent. You don't have to go to the embassy or anything. The agent takes care of everything for you. The only catch about that is if you are a group of, let's say, 10 or 15 or 20, everybody needs to be present at that time there, and then they have to collect everybody's passport because this is a group visa. This is not the individual visa. So, and then you don't even get any stamps or, anything related to visa or that permit in your passport. It's just on the paper. So it's very important that, you come 1 day early or something like that, or at least reach in time. Because if one person gets delayed for that Tibet permit, everything is going to get delayed. The preparations, this is the most important part, in my opinion. If you want to have a great experience, if you're going that far, if you're, spending so much, I think it is a must that you are prepared, you are well prepared. So preparations, these are like 5 important things I could think about for the preparations. First and most important thing is breathing exercises. So we all followed Sabnis Kaka's pranayam sessions and the meditation sessions, and they work like, magic. I felt so much difference on that high altitude because of these breathing exercise. So if you are planning to go next year, I would suggest, start the breathing exercises or the pranayam and then meditation as soon as you can. Strength training. So for folks who are planning to walk the entire time, strength training was very, very, very helpful. I was training 3 times a week with the weights to build the muscles in the legs and thighs so I can walk. I didn't hire a horse. I did hire a porter though. Porter is somebody who carries your backpack for that day. So if you are planning to walk, strength training is very important. Even if you're not planning to go on a trip, I think strength training is still good. Hikes and walks, that is, I was doing every single day. I was walking like 5 to 6 miles every single day to build that endurance. But again, if you're planning, even if you're not planning to walk, it's still good practice to walk for that good health. Vaccination, that is very important since we are going to China, Tibet, Nepal, those countries. So I took Tdap last time when I went there, and just be up to date on your flu vaccines or COVID vaccines, stuff like that. And then the last but the most important thing is buying the right gears. The gears is going to make so much difference in your experience. If you have good gears, the walks would be much more enjoyable. Not just the gears means the shoes, your down jackets, your clothing layers, your caps, hats, your supplies for water, whatever the energy drinks you take or you plan to take, your vitamins, all that stuff, hiking poles, all of that stuff is really important. So okay, so once we are done with the preparations, this is the map that I want to share. So this is the Mount Kailash right here. And we started our trip from here, Nepal. So we took the flight directly to Nepal, to Kathmandu, sorry. So we landed here, right here. And this is the route map. So this is how we started right here. That is the path. So if you can see from Kathmandu, we travel here to Saga, but from Kathmandu to this Rasuagadi, it's a very small town in Nepal, just before the border. So this is the border. That river right here is the border for Tibet and Nepal. So once you start from here, there are a couple of options we can take. We travel by road because we wanted to stay together, the entire group. So we had a drive. It's about the distance, you see, it's not too much, but the roads are in a very, 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 very bad condition from Kathmandu to this border. Once you cross the border, you are part of Tibet, which is China. So the first thing China has done is they have built the fantastic roads. So once you cross the border, the roads are fine. But from this Kathmandu to Kerang border, the journey is a little tough. There is an option to fly by helicopter. So instead of traveling for 8-9 hours, you can just reach this border in 25 to 30 minutes max. But it all depends on the availability of the helicopters, the demand. Depending on the demand, that they increase the prices and all that. So yeah, I think this travel right here is the most challenging travel, I would say. So from Kerang that's the road. So from Kerang, we go to Saga, and from Saga, we drive all the way to Mansarovar right here. I'm not sure if you can see these in the picture. They try to fit so many things in a small picture. But see, this is right here. This is the Mansarovar lake, and this is Rakshastal. So from Saga, we come to Mansarovar. From Mansarovar, we go to Darchen. Darchen is kind of like a base camp for Kailash. And we stay here one night, pack for the parikrama, and then this is how the parikrama starts. And we come back to Darchen. So this is like, the high level view of the travel from Kathmandu to Kerang to Saga to Mansarovar, Darchen, completing the parikrama and coming back the same way. So that's how our itinerary was. Okay, so the first stop here was the Rasuagadi, Nepal. So we started from Kathmandu. So we stayed in Kathmandu for 3 days because they need that time for visa processing, visa or Tibet permit processing. We need 3 or 4 weekdays. So we have to stay in Nepal, and that actually helps because of the jet lag and all that. So we were in Nepal and we did some sightseeing in Nepal, like Pashupatinath Temple. Doleshwar Mahadev was one of the great attraction this time. I hadn't done that last time, but this time I got a chance to do it. So I'll share the pictures of that in some time. But when we started from Kathmandu, we went to this Rasuagadi after the whole day of kind of thriller journey. But we all were together. We were in one bus. We had so much fun. I can't stress enough about having a good group who cares for each other, and then the travel gets much easier with that. So you can see this Rasuagadi it's a beautiful place. So instead of staying one additional day in Kathmandu, we as a group decided to, stay here in the valley, so we can we can enjoy a little bit more nature. So these are, you can see everywhere you turn, there are waterfalls. This is the river called Trishuli, which has like, very high current. It was beautiful though. Another few pictures of waterfall, and look at this magnificent view. I mean, it was just breathtaking. It was amazing. This is the hotel that we stayed in, Hotel Riverview. The hotel was good, but again, we cannot compare it to hotels, in US here, very basic hotels. They have room, attached bathroom. Some of the rooms are like dormitories, so people have to share rooms. And this is one of our crew from Nepal, Tikaramji. He was an excellent cook. He pampered us really well with the food. This is our group having dinner once we reached in Rasuagadi. And this is the immigration office. I just wanted to share a picture just so that you can get an idea. It's very basic, just a small building. This shutter right here, which is closed, that is the office. They just put exit and entry stamp over there. Depending on the crowd, this can be very fast. Okay, so this is the picture once we cross the Nepal border. This is our entire group. There are some crew members here in the group. They put this white cloth. That's how they welcome in Tibet. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but we had a very nice, warm welcome. If you see the buses behind us, once you cross the Nepal border and you're in Tibet, the buses and roads are much, much, much better as compared to what they offer in Nepal. So that travel was really very good. And yeah, and again, this is our entire group of 22 people plus the staff. And this is the beautiful waterfall. Last year also we stopped here. The view is magnificent. So it's just a glimpse of that waterfall right here. So before I start the next one, what to expect, I just wanted to give a quick overview of what to expect. Weather. So I went in 2 different months. Last year I went in September, and this year I went in July. So September weather was very cold. I was wearing like 5 layers of clothing, including the down jacket. But this year in July, I thought it would be warm, but it was pretty hot. Especially folks, if we are going from US, I think it was really hot for us. Personally, I prefer to have a little bit of colder weather for hiking than having a hotter weather. So for weather-wise, I think it was little bit on the warmer side. The nights again were cooler, but not that cold. Not that cold at all, like how it was in September. The rain, July was the rainy season there. So we didn't get, we got some rain in Nepal, in Kathmandu, but not that much, luckily. When we reached to Darchen, so in Tibet, I heard that there is much less rain because it's on the very high plateau. But when we reached Darchen, it was just pouring. One night, it was a lot of rain. But luckily, during our parikrama, there was no rain at all. So weather-wise, it is better if it's, I think, end of August or September month is good, in my opinion. High altitude sickness. Okay, high altitude sickness is something you cannot be prepared for. Because everybody reacts to this high altitude sickness differently. And then, everybody get different symptoms. Some of the symptoms are headache, light head, or, loose motions. Your body really reacts differently, but I think loose motions is one of the side effects of this high altitude. We can take high altitude sickness medicine, which is called Dimox, and usually travel agents give that in Nepal, but it is also recommended that you can get the prescription filled from here, from your doctor, and carry your own medicine. And there are also some, local herbal things that you can try to get rid of this high altitude sickness. But yeah, that's something that's, I think, unavoidable. I mean, I think you cannot be prepared for that. I think the most important thing that they told me is, you just have to stay calm and not think about altitude sickness. That is the easiest way. And then you have to keep hydrating yourself. And it's not like, once you do not get altitude sickness, you are good. I didn't get any altitude sickness last time in 2023, but this time I could feel that, altitude sickness or lightheading, breathing difficulty. So I felt a little bit of that this year. Nature of accommodations. So the hotels in Kathmandu are good. They are really good. About 3 stars, that can be negotiated with the travel agent, depending on the group's preference. So accommodations in Kathmandu are very good. Once you start the journey towards the Kailash, the Rasuagadi and all that, the town before the border, they are okay. They are not that great. I would say it's 2 star. Once you cross the border, up until you reach Mansarovar, the accommodations or the hotels are okay. You get the room, the bathrooms attached, they're pretty decent. I mean, they're okay. But the Mansarovar is, it's very basic. And once you are on the parikrama, it's very, very, very basic. So the Tibetans, they don't believe in, like, the built toilets, just like, in our in our culture, like, in India, they didn't have the toilets inside the house, right? So the Tibetans don't even believe in toilets. So um, lot of people get discouraged with this fact, but that is the fact that, there are no toilets, it's like, very basic, no running water. You are better to go outside in the nature. So that is the nature of the bathrooms during the parikrama. The Darchen, once you come back to Darchen, again, the hotel is good, rooms are decent, bathrooms are okay. But just during the parikrama and Mansarovar, they have kept it very, very, very basic. Food and water, it depends on what kind of itinerary you have. There are some backpacking half-board itineraries where you manage your food, you manage your own water. And then there is something called full board, which we did this year because we had some senior citizens as well in our group. So the agent takes full care of the food, water, like tea, coffee, breakfast, everything they provide. So that's the thing. So the main attractions for this trip were the Ashtapad, Mansarovar, Rakshastal, Yamadwar, Nandi Parvat, Ravan Lake, Charan Sparsh, and Gauri Kund. Actually, this is one more attraction that that we discovered this year. So this is the Milarepa cave. I'm not sure if anyone of you heard that. I started reading about Milarepa when I started my journey back in 2023. So Milarepa is a Buddhist monk, and he is the only person who is said to be climbed Mount Kailash. I mean, there is no evidence, but my reading just shows that he's the only person who was able to do that and came back safely. And this is the cave. This is on the way. So once you cross the border from Kerang to Saga, during that journey, there is this cave. And if you can see, it's way too high up here. Like, the climbing and everything is so difficult, or it takes too much time. We didn't have enough time to go to that cave. But see, I circled it right here, and then this is how it looked in a zoom picture. So he used to meditate in this cave. I mean, the local says that he even achieved the power to fly, that meditation with this meditation power. So many interesting stories, and I love to hear all the stories from our Tibetan guide. And just reading through the internet. So Milarepa is one of the monks. It's like their god in Tibet. So yeah, this was a very fascinating experience. And so right in front of that Milarepa cave, this is the full circle of rainbow. So usually we see half circle, right, of rainbow. So this is a full circle. They call it halo, or I think in Hindi it's called like a Brahma Dhanushya. So like in Marathi we call the half rainbow, like the regular rainbow, Indradhanusha, and this is like a Brahma Dhanusha. It was so fascinating to see that. It's like everybody was so fascinated, and I took a small video of that here. This is the right there. And this is a circular rainbow. Isn't that amazing? Okay. Oops. Okay, so after that, we stayed at Saga, and after Saga, we directly drove to the place called Mansarovar. So you all heard about that. It's a sweetwater lake on, that high altitude, which is just amazing. And you can see the Kailash south face from Mansarovar. So that's the south face of Kailash. And here is our group in front of Kailash. So we did, I'm sorry. So this is, we took the bus, our own bus, that we drove from Saga. And so the Kailash, so the Mansarovar, the circumference is 90 kilometers. So it's huge. So we just sat in the bus and we drove, like, we did a little bit of parikrama in the bus of the Mansarovar. And after that, we reached the guest house. This is the Mansarovar guest house. You can see that it's very basic, just the rooms. The rooms has, like, one room has about 4 or 5, depending on the room size, they fit about 3 to 6 beds in one room. The rooms are absolutely on shareable basis. There are 2 bathrooms on 2 sides. One is on this side and one is on the extreme end. But this is, like, right in front of Mansarovar. You can see Mansarovar as soon as you go from this way. There is just one door that you have to cross, and you can see you're on the lake. You're on the Mansarovar lake, and you can see the Kailash right here in the background. And then this is the picture of the full moon, Guru Purnima day. We felt, absolutely blessed to be there on the Guru Purnima. That view and everything was just amazing, just amazing. I'm sorry, just give me a second. I'm so sorry. My son was calling. So we felt absolutely blessed to be on this place at on the Guru Purnima. The vibes and the whole energy was just magnificent. And some of the group members some of the Kailash folks that were in the group, they can share their experience, how they felt and all. But it was just amazing experience. And this is, like, in the night. We were fortunate that we have one of the priests. He is very spiritual. And then he was he helped us with the puja at the Mansarovar. So this is the hall. I don't remember if that hall was there last year, but I think they built this hall especially for the puja. So we can rent this hall for about 300 yuans, which is a Chinese currency. And then we can do the puja here. We had a great experience. He did the puja for like about 1 hour or so, but this was just fantastic. Very blessed. These are again some pictures from the Mansarovar. There are some folks who are helping to dip the rudraksha or whatever jap malas you have. You can have, it's like, auspicious water, like, how we dip thing in Gangaji, Mansarovar. They say that if you dip your rudraksha, the power increases by 1,000 times. That's what they say. Again, it's up to individual belief. But whatever rudrakshas folk get from Nepal, or your shivling, whatever you get, you usually dip it in Mansarovar to get it cleaned. And then these are the pictures from the last year. This is the road. There is one more monastery very close to Mansarovar. This is the picture of Reena and her mom, mother and daughter. They joined the trip. So this is the monastery, Padmasambhava, it's called. And it's very close. You can see Mansarovar here. This is where we stayed, the guest house. and you just have to come a little bit on the top. And then these pictures are from last year, so I did that last year. And then, again, like very positive vibes here. I think that meditation creates different energy. So that's the cave, Padmasambhava cave. That's his picture, that's his footprint there. So once we are at Darchen, so one more thing I wanted to mention is the guest house right here. This is very basic. So some people prefer that, they just take the darshan of Mansarovar and then they travel to Darchen, which is about 40 kilometers from here, and they stay in a good hotel instead of staying here. I personally like to stay here so that I can go out on the lake, spend some time there, go there in the Brahma Muhurta, which is like about 2:30 to 3:30 something to, experience if you want to meditate or something. So that's some of the things that you can consider if you're planning to go. Okay, so the actual Kailash Parikrama now. So usually it's 4 days. I'm sorry, usually it's 3 days. And then the Charan Sparsh is something that, if you are really, really fit to walk, you can add that one more day. But unfortunately, this one is closed now because of some incident happening there. Some folks got injured, so they closed that for the safety of the travelers. So usually it's 3 days. We can add that Charan Sparsh if and when it's open. So first day is trek from that Darchen to Dirapuk, which is about 18 kilometers walk, and then we stay overnight. If your itinerary includes Charan Sparsh, that's the second day. So you stay at that guest house for 2 consecutive nights. The third day is from Dirapuk to Zutulpuk, which is 22 kilometers walk, and this is the toughest day of parikrama because first of all, you are walking 22 kilometers in a very high altitude, and we have to cross a place called Dolmala Pass, which is, you gain a lot of elevation here in that on that second day. So basically, you are climbing up like this and then going down like this for about 12 kilometers, 6 kilometers going up and 6 kilometers going down, and then 10 kilometers straight walk. So once you finish that third day or second day trekking, you stay at that Dirapuk, Zutulpuk guest house. And then the fourth day is relatively easier as compared to first 2 days. It's a walk from Zutulpuk to Darchen, where you start very early and come to this Darchen hotel at about by 9 o'clock in the morning. And then you start the return journey. And then here is a small map of the parikrama. So this is the Mansarovar, Rakshastal. This is the Darchen. It's a city or it's a small town, and this is a base camp. So from here we do this first day. I'm sorry. From here, this is Yamadwar. So you can drive from Darchen to Yamadwar, and from Yamadwar we start the journey to Dirapuk. From Dirapuk, we go here. You can see Gauri Kund here. So that's the second day is the toughest, starting from Dirapuk to Zutulpuk right here. And then from here, you stay here one night, and next day, early morning, you start the journey from here up until here, or you can walk all the way up here. That's up to you. But most of the folks, start walking from here, and then there is a tea house here from where you can get picked up in the bus, and then they drop you to the Darchen hotel. So that's basically the entire parikrama for 52 kilometers. This is the hotel in Darchen. You can see it's called Himalayan Kailash. I think this is one of the best hotels in the Darchen. It's pretty decent. That's the lobby. That's their cafeteria. But we didn't have to really eat in the cafeteria because we had our crew. They were cooking for us. Here in this cafeteria, they serve Tibetan food. which is, entirely different for our taste palette. And then this is our girls gang for the trip. Amazing group. The group made so much difference. It was just unbelievable. Mrudula ji is from UK, so she traveled from UK, and this girl right here, her name is Vidumala. She came from Malaysia. So only they both were out of United States. Everybody else was, local, or from East Coast. So that's our girls gang for this 2024 July trip. So Ashtapad is something that I discovered this time. I was planning to do the inner parikrama. So inner parikrama is actually you can go very close to Kailash, and there is a cave inside the Kailash which is called Saptarishi cave. They say that Saptarishi comes to meditate over there. They have like 7 shrines. It's amazing. But unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do it this year, because, as I mentioned, there was some incident. So for the safety, they closed it completely. But you can see this south face of Kailash, and that is the Nandi Parvat. So it's just like, shivling. I might have another picture of that, but it just looks like a shivling, this white snow. It extends towards that end, so it looks like a shivling, and then the Nandi Maharaj is just right front of it. It's just amazing. It's amazing to be at this place. So I was able to go up until there, and then there were a few other people who went up until there. And this is where that inner parikrama starts, but they had put this, the barrier that you cannot go further that. So here I am holding the Shri Yoga banner, and I kept that Shri Yoga banner there, so it will stay near Kailash forever. Okay, so this is the first day of parikrama. We start from Yamadwar. This is the Yamadwar. They say that Yamadwar is, you have to go through it, and get it scanned that your soul is pure to, do the parikrama around the Kailash. But so we enter from this Yamadwar, and then the parikrama starts. The Kailash is right here. It's covered in the clouds now. But these are some of the pictures from the Yamadwar. Right here again, the Kailash is here, but it's covered a little bit under the clouds. This thing right here, you can see in the picture here, that is called Ravan Linga. They say that the Ravan, he did his tapasya at this point right here, right in front of the Kailash, when he was trying to, please Lord Shiva. So this is Ravan Ling. All these places, when you go there, it just feels so full of energy, so positive, different vibes, which, just cannot be expressed in the words. But this is the Ravan Ling. Here is the east face of Kailash. Again, some scenery. If you notice, there is no vegetation, at that high altitude. There is no vegetation at all. The land is very barren. See, this is the picture. We prepare so much with the gears and all that, and then these 2 girls were like, in very basic gears, nothing fancy, and they were walking. There are so many small kids, like, less than a year old. Their parents carry them. So it's just amazing to see, doing such a tough yatra, with the basic things. So this is one of the things. So this is called prostration. instead of just walking, they do this kind of Dandavat Pranam, or I don't know what they call in the Tibetan language, but they complete this whole parikrama like that. And, it takes us like 3 days, almost 3 days. For doing the parikrama with this prostration, it takes about 13 to 14 days for them. But it's really amazing to watch that. This is another picture of a nice view of Kailash. Oops. So again, this is in the journey for day 1. This is the Nandi Parvat. It's from the the parikrama side. You can clearly see the shape of Nandi. I mean, it's just so amazing. So that's the Nandi, and then that's Kailash east faced. This is the tea house. They have like couple of tea houses on the way. This is the first tea house. That's the interior from that. The tea houses are good for, resting or just sitting down. I would not recommend eating or drinking anything because, the tummy might get upset pretty fast with the food or water that they provide there. So, it's better to be cautious while doing the parikrama. While you're walking, I think the most important part of this Kailash trip or that parikrama is, taking your time, walking slowly, enjoying the surroundings. So some of the rocks have like, very beautiful carving on them. Not the carving, I think it's all natural, but it just looks like a foot. Or you can see some faces. It's just great. And again, this is the east facing Kailash. So day 2, these pictures are from last year, and this is on the way to Charan Sparsh. So what happens is from Charan Sparsh, when you are at the first guest house, you stop, you stay there that night, and then second day you start this 10 kilometers journey to go and touch the mountain itself, which is very risky because there is a glacier in between this the road and then the mountain. So mostly the agents discourage that, do not go that. And if you want to do that, you have to sign the liability form that, it's your responsibility that, you wanted to go it, and nobody else is liable if something happens. So you have to sign that. So that's the way to Charan Sparsh. You can see the terrain. It's very rough terrain, and it's very steep, and you cannot take the horse. Even if you have hired the horse, you can only take your porter with you. You cannot take the horse with you. The horse cannot climb that. And then this is, I was very close to Mount Kailash. You can see on top, the clouds change colors right on when they're at the top of that mountain. When they move a little bit ahead or behind, they are in the normal color. I mean, there could be there must be a scientific reason for that. I just found it fascinating. And here is the video I took from the Charan Sparsh last year. Again, this was last year's group, and then some pictures of the Charan Sparsh. One of the guy actually touched, this guy actually touched the Kailash, and then he got the piece of actual Kailash for us. This is the Kailash at the night time. Amazing view, amazing view. So this one is going to the Dolmala Pass, and again you can see the terrain is very rough. If you're on the horse, you still have to be careful because horse sometimes they toggle, and then you can see how rocky and how much elevation we are gaining here. This is again from the Dolmala Pass. You can see that that's where we have to go on the top, and it is little bit of tough journey. Here is, Chicknis Kaka, Shirish Chicknis. I think he's also in the meeting. He didn't hire a horse and he was walking all the way with, a thermos full of tea. I think that was his energy. And then he is at the top of the Dolmala Pass. Here is another team member, Reena. She also was walking. They did fantastic. I mean, everyone did a fantastic job. I just couldn't put picture of everyone here. And this is the most amazing place. This is the Gauri Kund. They say that this is the birth of Ganesha. This is where Ganesha was born or created. That place has so strong and powerful energies. We were told by our agent that, if you are going close to that kund, you have to be with one of the crew members, because I think the energy is just so intense. But nobody had the energy to go down, because you can see we are on top here and then it's down. So you have to again go down and climb up. So that only crew members went this time, and then they got some water for us from that Gauri Kund. But I don't think any of our group member went down there. But just magnificent place. Again, just to give you the idea of this, the Dolmala Pass, once you go up, you have to climb down as well. And then climbing down is as difficult as climbing up. If you have hired a horse, you can take the horse while climbing up, but you cannot use the horse while climbing down. So climbing down is challenging as well, because, you just have to take help of the poles or, porter or somebody who you are traveling with. So it's just it is, you can get the idea of that terrain. There are very high chances of slipping, so you have to make sure that your foot is gripped before you put next step. Again, this is just a picture of terrain. So end of that very strenuous Dolmala Pass day, this is the guest house you can come to. It's a very nice guest house. Again, the bathrooms are basic. You better go outside in nature. That is the best thing. So this guest house is at Zutulpuk, and the electricity is very limited until sunset to 12 o'clock. That's on the electricity is only for 3 hours in this guest house. But you can see they have a big, hall. This one it's good, except bathrooms. And this is day 4 of parikrama. You start very, very, very early in the morning, and that night, because it's still dark, that you can just experience the most amazing night sky of your lifetime. It's just beautiful. And then these are the pictures from last year from mine. I just wish I would get more time here to do the sky watching and to soak in that energy. But these are the pictures from last year. And as I said, the third day is very, very, very short. You start maybe around 5 in the morning and reach the Darchen at 9 o'clock. So this is the ending picture of the group. Everybody did fantastic. Some scenery pictures. And that's really all. I hope I gave enough information for whoever who is interested. And I'll just open it up for the questions. Anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you so much, Geeta. It was like we are all amazed, and they're very beautiful and inspiring pictures. So thank you so much. And yeah, if you can stop sharing, I can open up.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to share some more pictures here. So our crew was helping us so much. This is our bus. And then, so what we did as a group, we treated them one day. So we, as a group, we cooked and then the staff was resting, and they were so grateful for that. I think we are the first group who did it for them, so they were very, 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 very appreciative of that. Oops,
A
sorry.
great idea. I would like
Sorry,
to see.
Geeta, are you sharing that picture because we are not able to see it?
Oh, you are not? Oh, I'm sorry. New share.
You can stop this and then do that.
Let me see. So you can see my this screen, right?
Yeah, we see the screen with Kailash and questions mark.
Okay.
You probably have to start sharing again if you want to see those pictures.
Yeah, the one with where you make food. Yeah.
So
There you go.
yeah, these are two aunties, Shirin Deshpande and Beena Loharikar. They are from Florida, or sorry, Houston. So they were making prasadacha shira. They did a fantastic job. They are I think high school friends. I was calling them golden girls. They were just fantastic. They had a very good energy. Lena was preparing biryani. It was,
Wow.
yeah, it was such a good
Gesture, yes.
yeah. And then this is Reena's parents. We are at the bus, and then this is our, we taking over the kitchen for helping for preparing food for them. All hands were on the deck. It was just great teamwork. Having a good group of people to travel with for such yatra makes lot of difference. Okay, so yeah, I will stop sharing, and
Yeah, this group looks very energetic, and you
yes.
see like
Yeah, very energetic group. Everybody cared for each other. That's how it made the whole difference. You have to have somebody to look out for you.
yes.
Anjali, if we have, I think there are other group members also joined here. We can spotlight them so everybody can see them basically.
Yes.
Okay, so you are also co-host, Alka. If you
Yeah.
know who is the one, you can spotlight.
So let me see who is here. Radhika was here, right?
So I think whoever, you can just tell people, whoever is attended the yatra, Ahalya is there. So if she wants to keep the video on, Radhika was there. I don't see her now, but
I'm here, sir. I'm here.
Okay,
yeah, so,
Radhika ji, go ahead.
Yeah.
So if you, hi Radhika.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
It was a fantastic trip. Thank you, Shri sir and Geeta. I have been with Shri Yoga group since past 10 years. And actually, it was not in my mind to do Kailash trip anytime. But last year when Geeta gave presentation, Shri sir asked me to attend. And I was so inspired by her presentation, and I decided to go to this trip. To say briefly, I would say this is a very physically challenging journey, yet it is spiritually very transformative. So the terrain is very rugged, and like every step, one breath and one step at a time. I was able to complete the whole parikrama in 3 days just by walking completely on my foot without taking any external help. But I hired Sherpa, who was amazing. It was like I could not stop wiping my tears the first 9 miles of my hike from Ahmedabad till Derapur guest house. I was the first one to reach the Derapur guest house and to get the astounding view of Kailash from the guest house there. And the whole group is amazing, as Geeta was saying. We were watching out each other. And even the stay in Nepal also was great. Like we were able to see a lot of world heritage sites in Nepal. And we were also blessed to visit one of the orphanage for girls in Nepal. And from there, as we started as a group, but each one of us were following our own path while doing parikrama throughout that amazing terrain around the Mount Kailash in different views of Kailash. Like we were able to see the manifestation of Lord in whatever angle we manifest. Like some of us saw Om on Kailash, And I myself was able to see Lord's face there. It's just Lord's Shiva's abode there. I really don't have words. Like, I'm still soaking in that energy, and it's very powerful vibrations all over there. You feel it. If you read literature and if you go there, you really feel the real positive energy there. And after coming back, you carry a lot from there. So I'd like to stop here and give opportunity for others to share their experiences.
Thank you so much, Radhika. You have initiated interest in so many of us. So, Sabnis Kaka, next time, if Shri Yoga is having such kind of trip, many of us would be definitely interested. So,
They have already planned it for September next year.
oh, okay. So, yeah, we would like to get touch with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
getting
So
more?
I will share the contact with Geeta, and so all this Geeta and Geeta, Reena is also here. So, so Reena, it's kind of amazing. Reena went there with her parents. Okay, so that's something that
Namaste.
and, you know, all these people, you know, that's if you go in a group. So can you just keep it on you? Keep it more on you.
Oh, yeah, hello Rina. It's like a
Namaste,
fascinating,
Hello.
fascinating. Yeah, means like many people have many questions already. Some people have raised hands, but if you like to say few words, you are welcome to say.
It was an amazing experience. I thank Sabnis uncle for really like encouraging everyone. Geeta coordinated. Going in group really helped. Just to have that group feeling, group ideas of what to do. It was, and then over there, yes, it's not like tourist travel type thing. It's like you experience the thing when you go. Which means there are going to be some hurdles. You have to listen back to your body, take it easy, take it like step by step, take care of your health. All those were really important. But at the time, the experience was amazing. This was my first trip to do, like not first one, but at least this was like memorable one to do with my parents. And I just can't comprehend once I came back. I couldn't comprehend or put together. It's like you want to go more over there. You want to still experience that feeling. You want to mentally go back. So yeah, it was, and the crew helped out. Like the guides are really, you listen to the guides when they say to do something. So it was outstanding experience I had.
We're very
I
happy
was
that-
not a hiker. I was not. So I could have done more of practice, just walking on the elevator, like more like mountain type hiking for the second day of trip. I felt otherwise I did more of practice of more like 5 to 8 miles walking, but not as much as I would have done that practice. So practice was important. Overall, it was amazing.
But she completed the whole yatra walking, you know. So I
Yes.
mean, so even she's saying that her preparation was not enough, but she did everything. So.
Yes, she and her mom, and it was like really great experience to have this with your own mom. So I'm very, very happy to know. So
Prachi and Shirish, if you can say a few things. Okay.
And everybody's blessing, I at least blessings and ashirwad, they do work. At some point, you do feel that that's what makes that whole journey worth. That it could go wrong in any way, but it all went well. So definitely the blessings, and there is that power of that works as well. So
Yeah.
thank you.
I think Reena was like the Shravan Bal, who was helping her parents do that yatra, and not only them, but the other senior citizens like myself and my husband. They all took care of us very nicely. Thanks to all of them, and great what you call gratitude to Shriji, because of him we could do it. All those classes that I was attending, they helped me a lot. Like Ashaji's class, Nishthaji's class, and even Guruji's pranayam class, and all those things. You need the pranayam classes very much, very, very much. And that helps you a lot. Unfortunately, I have some spine issues, so I didn't do the whole parikrama. I did only the first day's parikrama, and that was like on horse and little bit on horse and little bit on foot. I did it, but overall, it's a beautiful, magnificent experience. The first experience or the glimpse that you get of Mount Kailash is at Mansarovar, and we, it was a very long journey. We came to the place there, and then our drivers told us you can get down here, and we got off the bus, and then it was like a magic. You get to see the glimpse of Mount Kailash, and it's there that tears start swelling in your eyes, and it is such a beautiful moment that you feel like, and all those Shankaracharya, what you call Shivoham, Shivoham, and Nagendra Hara, and all those things, they just start ringing in your ears so beautifully. And it's perhaps all the what do you call, the faith that we have and the things that we have listened to, all that together, it gives you that whole experience. I don't know whether others have had that experience. And then once the yatra starts, the parikrama starts, you start getting the glimpse of Mount Kailash on the right hand, and on the left hand you have the river flowing, fast flowing river, and it's a beautiful terrain. And the mount, it changes its colors in so many different ways that it's just a feast to your eyes, and it just keeps haunting you, kind of drawing you, and it has some kind of a drawing, a pull that you feel, and that is the maximum at Derapuk. So those of you who cannot walk further than Derapuk, at least I would request them that go until Derapuk, because you get the horse there at Darchen, and you can hire a horse and go until Derapuk, and from Derapuk you get the best view of Mount Kailash, and just soaking that view is extremely beautiful.
Beautiful.
So Chitnis Kaka, you are the one who completed the whole thing on your feet, right? Or walking?
Yes.
No, actually, I completed. I mean, I went on the top. I went down also. But then Reena told me that, I mean, uncle, you had your oxygen level was less, and so we are hiring a car. Once you complete, I mean, once you climb up and once you go down, then it's only a road, so you can complete the parikrama in the car with us. I mean, that will be better. And the Tibetan guide also suggested me, he said, uncle, better, I mean, you go in the car only when you get down. Actually, I could have walked down, but then this is what my feeling. But then I respected Reena, because she was my vice captain all the time, and she took care of me very well. And so, I mean, so I just, obeyed Reena. I said, okay, I'll go back, and then instead of going to this thing, I can go back to Jutulpur, I could go back to Darjeeling.
So
But the crossing the highest point that he did that.
Yeah, I did. I came down also. There was no problem. There are a lot of problems. But let me say one thing. I mean, first thing, Anjali, thank you for inviting all of us. And the first thing is that I could do it only because of Guruji, Sabnis Guruji, and then able leadership of Geeta, and then my literally, the second in captain, second in command was Reena. So because of these two girls, I could complete the parikrama. Because I don't think I could have done it. They have taken such a care of me.
Right.
Actually, there was a point when I thought, I should, now they should leave it to me. Like I'm a man.
Yeah, but you have given inspiration to many. So thank you for sharing.
But I tell you one thing, I can tell you that, the Manas Sarovar, when we reached Manas Sarovar, it was amazing. Once we reached that first spot, like, oh my God, then you literally forget, all the woes and everything. And all the time, throughout our parikrama, the video was, WhatsApp was working. So, we were talking to our parents, our back home, our daughters and this thing. So, anyway, my wife is saying now enough is enough. But let me tell you one more thing. Let's see, those who are very sensitive, they can really get they know that because you could do the parikrama only because of Kailash. We had a lot of problems, one of our girls, one of the girls, with us, she fell down from the horse. She went to the river. She was flown, about 100 feet, 50 feet. She was flown in that river that Prachi said, the river which was flowing next. Then Rajan, one of our colleagues, friends, he had a chest, full of chest, he had Darchin. My oxygen level was 35. So there are many things which happened, but there is nothing happened which is very serious or nothing, no mishap have happened. That is all, if you are sensitive enough, you know that it is all because of that God, Shiva. Thank you so much. And thank you, Reena, Geeta, and thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Anjali.
Thank you. So Ajit Natu has a hand raised for a question. Please go ahead, Ajitji.
Okay. Dhanyavad. My name is Ajit Natu, California. And I have basic questions. They are very, very basic. You will laugh at it. But and then one funny comment also. So let me ask the questions and make a comment, and then you can answer. First question is, maybe I missed it, but Charan Sparsha, whose Charan are those, which god or which deity? And second question is water. We from USA, we are very, very conscious about water quality. So what is the source of water there? Do we take so many bottles, or do they provide authentic and reliable water? And the third question, again, basic, is charging the phone or camera. In all these terrain and 4 days and all those, where do you charge? आणि मग लास्ट एक फनी कॉमेंट आहे, म्हणजे तुम्ही सगळ्या बायका स्वयंपाक करताना दिसल्या, जास्ती काय पुरुष दिसले नाही, मग भांडी कोण घासत होते?
So I will start with the comment. So it was not just the ladies cooking. If you see the pictures, the men were equally helping us. Surenji, Bidanji, they were like in charge. Even Shirish Kaka, they were cutting pros. Like, they chopped up all the vegetables for us. So no, we didn't leave anyone out. We made sure everybody contributed in that cooking. And then they volunteered for the dishes, but the water got cold, so I didn't want anybody to get sick because of that water. So so that was okay.
That was just for fun, huh? Didn't need an explanation.
I know. But so your question, the first question was, I'm sorry,
Charan Sparsh.
So the Charan Sparsh, so some people say that Lord Shiva resides on the Mount Kailash, okay, and then the recent something I recently I read something which was saying that, oh, is Lord Shiva residing on the Mount Kailash, or is Mount Kailash itself is Lord Shiva? So that is. It came in my reading, but basically we are going and touching the mountains, means we are touching the feet of Mahadev. So that is the first thing. So Charan Sparsh is touching Mahadeva's feet. Second question about the water is, the last time we just had the water from the guest house. It's a boiling water. They boil the water, and then the source is the water coming from Kailash or the not the Mansarovar. The source it's mostly water coming from Kailash, so snow water. And then luckily I didn't have any problem, but this year it was full board, so they were providing the water bottles. And then we didn't have any issues with the water. So that's that. And then for the charging, you should carry your battery pack. And then battery pack or phone can be charged when there is that electricity for certain time. When we were at the first guest house, the Dirapuk, they had the electricity throughout the night. I don't know how this time, but they had the electricity throughout the night. So charging was not a problem, but you use your phone and camera a lot. So you should carry like a couple of battery packs.
And Geeta, thank you. And your explanation and pictures itself are so fascinating that we can imagine the actual journey must be mesmerizing. So thanks a lot for your presentation.
Thank you. And then pictures don't do any justice. Let me tell you, the actual experience is really different. And again, don't quote me on that, because we both could be sitting next to each other and your experience could entirely be different and my experience could be entirely different. It really not just that 3 days of journey. It's, what you have in your mind and, your practice and everything. But yeah,
Right.
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you,
Back
Geeta.
to you, Aparna.
Questions?
Anjali. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajitji. Sanjay Paul has a question. Did you fly into Delhi and then to Kathmandu? Also, which travel company or tour group did you use in Nepal? How does one start the process from here?
So I think overall there are going to be lots of questions like this, and there is a WhatsApp group, and
Yes.
I am sure that there's only unending questions. Okay, and so we can post some information in our BMM self-care group, and then further questions I would suggest that you talk to Geeta, and I will share her contact also.
Yes,
now
yes, I would be very happy to help whoever wants to go. And I just want to say that I am doing this as a service. I learned from Sabnis Kaka a lot, like how selflessly he does so much for the society, and I just want to follow his preaching, teaching, and I'm just doing this as a service. So any questions, if you want to go, if you want to have a formal group, you can contact me and I can help you guys as much as I can.
Thank you, Geetaji. There are many questions in the question, and there are many beautiful comments. Like people have liked it very much. So right now we normally end at 12:30, so we have 5 minutes. So
Okay.
would you like to continue, or you
Yeah,
want
sure.
to?
Is there anybody else? I don't know, Amita or somebody else from the group, or Ahalya, do you want to talk,
Yeah.
say something?
Yeah. Thank you, Kakaji, and thank you, Geeta. For last year, your trip experience has been like so wonderful and mesmerizing with the presentation that you did, and and Radhika, who helped me to join the Shri Yoga, and it has been like wonderful experience. And throughout the journey, I could see, I know your group having 22 people really rocked. I could see that in the pictures. So, by going all alone, I think the inner energy strength that Shri Yoga gave me was immense. And when that high elevation was hitting me, all I could hear is Kaka telling me, swallow saliva, swallow saliva. I mean, even till today, I can just hear it in myself, swallowing the saliva in the pranayama classes in the morning. That was the blessing. I mean, or else I could not have done without the pranayama. I mean, as much as a strength I do, but I mean, Kaka has helped me so much. Within 5 months, I could see the transformation in me, and definitely, I mean, even though I know these days not continuing, but I mean, those pranayama classes, I do it offline, but it's a life-changing journey that we all experience with, and I'm really in debt to Shri Yoga.
Thank you,
Anjali, somebody Pankti, the hand was.
Actually, there is one more member who has joined that day. That was Beena, I guess, the one in that trip. Is that right?
And there is Mridula also from UK. So Mridula, you want to say something? And also Amita is there, I think.
Yeah, Amita, and then the ways
are also there. So
the way you said last name?
Parul Dave.
Parul Dave. Okay. Binaji, can you share some comments from your side?
That may be a different Bina.
Okay.
One question in the chat box is, when you say crew, was that part of the travel agency?
Yes, the crew was part of the travel agency, but it all depends what your itinerary is. So depending on that, if it's a full board, if you want like Indian food and all that, then they will provide you a crew of Nepali guys, depending on the group size. And then they will carry all the ingredients for the stuff. You can give them the menu, give the, like the allergy or whatever, all that menu. But yes, crew is from Nepal. So we had 6 Nepali crew members and 2 Tibetans. So we had a crew of 8 people.
So Mridula ji, you can unmute yourself, and if you want to share anything. Mridula Dave.
Mean, there are two questions. Is there an age limit to go to this trip, and is there doctor's clearance needed for the trip?
Yes, doctor's clearance is a very important. There is not as such age limit, but you should still hear your body. Like, it's not a very easy journey. Because of the high altitude and then that rough terrain, it really makes it strenuous. So, but yes, you have to get it cleared from your doctor for sure.
Is it clear that if you have Indian passport, then there is some age limit, but not if you're in US passport, something like that?
Yeah, no, Kaka, if you have Indian passport, you cannot go. You cannot go to Kailash because Chinese people have blocked Indian passport holders. So only non-Indian passport holders can go. So most of the people who go there are from United States, Canada, Malaysia, and UK. But Indian folks cannot go. If you have Indian passport, you are not allowed.
And I missed some part of your presentation, but I don't know if people may be interested in to know that there were like a daughter and parents, and then mother and daughter, sisters, and husband and wife, many pairs, and so on. So
yes, so I was sharing a picture of Reena and her mom, also Shireen ji and Beena ji. There were friends, there were couples, daughter and mother duo. It was a very good group. We had a age group from 18 years old up until 74 years old, and everybody was gelled in perfectly. But I cannot stress enough of having a group and then practicing together, building that bond, so you have somebody with you there.
Okay. Kaka, is there anybody I'm missing from the group? I have 6 people here. With you have Reena ji, right? If she wants to come on the screen as well, if she's available.
Yeah. Parul also. Parul and
Yeah, Parul was there.
Parul is there. Okay, what's the last name?
Parul Dave.
Parul Dave. And
So
Surendra Dave.
I have Mridula Dave. Is that the same?
no, there is Mridula Dave is from UK, but Parul is from Clarksburg here.
Okay.
I don't even see Amita. Amita is not there anymore, I think, on the call.
Parul, if you can you open up or can you turn on your camera if you're there?
So maybe I'll see
No,
if
I think she left.
She left, huh?
Thank you so much, Geeta ji, and all the members who recently did this parikrama. Thank you so much, Sabnis Kaka. There are many people who are interested and have many questions. So I request Sabnis Kaka to post some information on the group. Also, Geeta ji is on the group right now. If you have some questions to ask her, you can ask on the group. And we are now at the limit 12:31. So Sabnis Kaka, any final comment?
I would suggest that we could have a Zoom meeting to answer questions sometime. It doesn't have to be the BMM self-care regular group meeting, but if people that are interested, I think it's difficult to just answer questions. It may be better to have a Zoom meeting to and then people like Reena and Geeta and so on can help in answering those questions.
That sounds perfect.
Kaka, we can also send them the link of the group that you created last year about the Kailash Parikrama.
Yes.
Yeah. So whoever is interested, they can join that group.
So there is already a lot of information, and that's the one thing that I would say that this particular group that went to Kailash, they collected so much useful information, and so everything was available, and now you have a huge database with more appropriate and to the point information needed. And so they are actually the best source for you to get any answers that in case you are planning to go, then certainly this group will help you a lot. And we'll share the information.
Thank you so much. Anagha Tai, Alka, do you have any comments? I can introduce next week's session. Next week is September 8th. It's a Ganpati, one of the Ganpati day. And we are going to have Atharva Shirsha, learn meaning of Atharva Shirsha and do dhyan or meditation on Ganpati. So we welcome you all to join that session. And
most important that get ready, have your Ganpati Bappa's darshan to all of us. As Anjali mentioned, last 10 minutes we'll have darshan from everybody, whoever is on the group, so we can see each other's Bappas as well.
Yes, that would be great if you can show us your Ganpati idol or share anything from your Ganpati Upasana. We will have some last 10-15 minutes for that.
108 Ganpatis will
108 Ganpati.
108 Ganpati, yes. That will be great. That will be great.
Yes. So again, thank you so much.
पुढच्या रविवारी गणपती दाखवू.
हो.
Yes.
गणपती बाप्पा मोरया.
Moria.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Thank you.
Geeta, and
Thank
all
you.
Parikrama people. And
Thank you.
Srikanth.
Thank you.
फार सुंदर झालं काका सेशन. इतकं
This,
टेम्पटिंग आहे ना, ते इतकं टेम्पटिंग आहे जाण्यासाठी.